So good morning to one and all. I know you guys were eagerly waiting for the session to start. So let's get into it.
I hope you all enjoyed the first day of AI4u event. It was really exciting to explore the basic of AI and ML and understanding the roadmap and have an insight about the curriculum highlights.
Well, we also cannot forget the amazing project demonstration on the practical applications of artificial intelligence in yesterday's sessions. I guarantee a lot more events and awaits in today's sessions as well. So sit tight and get ready.
Job opportunities in the field of AI are skyrocketing these days. So, to stay up to date with the current innovations and opportunities in the field, Dr. AVR Mayuri Ma'am, Senior Assistant Professor at Department of Computer Science and Engineering at VID Bhopal, will provide us insight about the intellectual opportunities in AI, along with the placement opportunities in India as well as in abroad. So, over to you, ma'am.
So good morning to one and all. So am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am, you
ma'am.
are.
Yes. So good morning to all students. So today we will be seeing about the opportunities and the abroad opportunities. And we will also have a touch on the robotics industry. So I will share my screen. So is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So let's see about the AI opportunities. So I think so there is no need for again the introduction of myself. Yesterday I have taken one session. So myself, Dr. Mayuri, Senior Assistant Professor in AI Division. So in today's session, we will see about what are all the opportunities in AI and machine learning industries. And then we will also touch on the robotics industry. So we know that the employers all around the globe, they are having a lot of needs for the AI people. So the industry is rapidly growing and there are many jobs that are very attracting for the AI specialist and the machine learning expertise. So they require some technical skills from the people. So let's see what are all the different job roles that are available in the AI and the machine learning industries. And also we will see what are the required skills that is required. Coming to the first one, it is a big data engineer. So big data engineer is one of the AI job role. He is responsible for building the ecosystem to interact with the business systems efficiently. So the primary responsibility of the big data engineer is they have to manage the organization data. So managing the organization data means they have to analyze the data, they have to obtain some business decisions accordingly so that they will be getting very good profit. The required skills for the big data engineer is they should have the knowledge of Spark and Hadoop systems in order to prepare the data and in order to establish the data. And they should have command in the programming languages like Python, R, and Java. The aspirants also should have a solid understanding of the data visualization, because when they are able to visualize the data, then only they are able to manage the data or interpret the data and get some insights of particular data. When the applicant is having a PhD in computer science or mathematics, then they will be given higher priority. And moving on to the next role, which is the business intelligence developer. This is similar to that of a big data engineer. So here also we have a large amount of data. So that data, from that large amount of data, we have to process it and we have to identify the business trends. So the main purpose of the business intelligence developer is they will be focusing on the business profitability and the efficiency. And they are also responsible for optimizing the workflow of the whole organization. So based on the complex data, when the data is very complex, then the business intelligence developer will be having a lot of things to work on it, and they have to gain some insights of the data. So the required skills are, they should be familiar in the computer programming and data sets. A former bachelor degree in computer science, mathematics, or engineering is required. Excellent problem solving abilities and analytical capabilities, because they have to analyze the business data. And they should also have some understanding of the SQL servers and queries, because the data will be there in the database or in the data warehouse. They have to extract the data with the help of some queries, and then they have to process it, and then they have to take the intelligent decisions. The additional skills are the analytical capabilities. The next role comes the data scientist. So the data scientist will be collecting the data from different multiple sources, and they have to work on those data. They should have the analytical capabilities. They have to analyze the data, and they have to draw some constructive conclusions. So they are responsible for addressing the variety of business related issues. So whenever they want to make some predictions based on the various data patterns, then the data scientist will be coming into the picture. The required skills are, they should have some experience working with the modern tools such as Spark, Hadoop, Pig, or Hive, and they should have be familiar in the expertise of programming languages like Python, Scala, or SQL. A master degree in mathematics or computer science is required. So any advanced degree will be an added advantage in order to have the job. Extensive experience in the field of machine learning is also required. And some of the additional skills are, they should have a very effective communication, because I told you that they are going to derive the data from different multiple sources. Then they have to manage the data. They should have a very effective communication to speak with the managers. They should have the exceptional analytical abilities, and they have to perform the critical task for the company's growth. And moving on to the machine learning engineers. So already we know what is the work of the machine learning engineers. So they have to work with a large amount of data. Mainly these machine learning engineers are working in the field of image and speech recognition, fraud prevention, customer insights, and the risk management. So the machine learning engineers will be deploying the model in which they are in the organization. So according to the organization, so depending upon the amount of data, they will be having some models to be deployed, and they will be deriving some insights of that particular business. And the required skills are, they should have a programming skill, they should have a knowledge of mathematics. So the master degree in mathematics or computer science is required. And the programming languages, they should have grip on Python, R, Scala, and Java. And when they have a knowledge in machine learning algorithms, neural network, and deep learning, then this will be really benefit for them. And they should have the exceptional data management skills, and they should also have some idea on the software development tools, and they should have some idea on how to deploy on the cloud, and what are all the operations that they can do on the software. Coming to the next one, which is the AI data analyst. So they are responsible for mining the data and cleaning the data and for interpreting the data. Whenever there are some unnecessary data that is coming inside, they have to interpret it so that the process will not be hampered. So they have to conclude with the particular data with the help of some statistical tools and methods. So the AI data analyst should also have some knowledge on the statistical inferences, and the additional skills that are required is, so when they have a bachelor degree in mathematics or computer science, and also in statistics, they will be eligible for becoming the particular, they can take that particular role. And they should have the thorough understanding of regression, because with the help of a large amount of data, and with the help of the previous data, whatever the historical data that we had, they are going to draw some predictions. They are going to predict how the things will happen in the future. So they also, the additional skill is, they can also have some expertise in MS Excel. And the salary, when we compare the salary, when we compare with the other AI job roles, the salary paid for this particular role is very less. So the AI data analyst will be getting the relatively low salary when compared with the other things, but we cannot predict in the future that it is uncertain. So when the demand for the AI data analyst increases, then automatically the salary will also become high. And moving on to the next one, which is AI engineer. So AI engineer is also related, similar to that of a machine learning engineer. So here we are going to create some AI models which will be employing the machine learning algorithms, deep learning and neural network algorithms. So these models will be providing the business insights, and it will be allowing the company to have more proper effective business decisions they will be able to take. And the main quality of the AI engineer is they are very good problem solvers. So they should have the capability of problem solving so that they would be able to create the model, they will be able to test the model and implement in different scenarios. So the required skills are even an undergraduate or a postgraduate in the field of data science, computer science or statistics is required. Any certification in the machine learning or the data science will be the advantage. So they should have a grip on the programming languages like Python, R, and C++. And this particular AI engineer should have a strong concepts in statistics, natural language processing, applied mathematics, and analytics. The pay scale is quite good for the AI engineer. And next comes the robotic scientist. So nowadays we can see the robots are there in all around the places. So the robotic industry is very fascinating, and it is growing day by day. So we can also tell that since because of this robotics automation, so the job security is reduced for the human. But on the other hand, we can tell that the robotics scientist will be having a lot of opportunities because the robots cannot work on their own. They really depend on the automation, and it has to be programmed by the robotic scientist. So there are many opportunities for the AI experts to become the robotic scientist. So the required skills are the master's degree in the robotics, computer science or engineering. The salary is quite high, and the risk of job loss is also reduced because the robots are fully automated and it is programmed by the professionals. And these are all some of the big giant companies which are using the AI technology. So some of them are Facebook. We can see Walmart, Amazon, Google, IBM, Accenture, Ford, Tesla. So you can see all these companies are the giant companies which is using the AI technology, and each and every time we are getting the AI product into the market. And let's now move on to the abroad opportunities. So not only the job roles, whatever that we have seen, there are many opportunities in the abroad also. So starting from the different parts of the country, we will just look how the abroad, how the AI and the ML specialist will be having the opportunities in the abroad countries. So as all of us know that the AI and the ML industries are growing very rapidly. So there is a need for the AI and ML expertise. People should have the proficiency in the AI and ML concepts. But globally, we can see that there is a skills shortage, especially in the AI and the machine learning field. So according to the study that has been conducted by the Cape Gemini, 55% of the organization has acknowledged that they cannot find the people with the expertise of artificial intelligence and machine learning. And this gap is also widening, so that what we have to do is we should take this as a challenge, and there are many job opportunities. So if we are well expertised in the AI and the machine learning field, then we would be able to grab those opportunities and we can shine very well. So some of the statistics that we have collected is, so 70% of the US companies has acknowledged the skill gap, 64% from India, 57% in UK, 55% in Germany, and 52% in France, and so on. Even the biggest and the most prominent giant companies are complaining that they are feeling very difficult to hire the AI engineers because the people are not that much expertise in the AI field. So as I have discussed about the various job roles that we are having in the artificial intelligence, and I have also told you what are all the skill sets that are required. If we are able to have all those required skill sets, then definitely all these percentage will be reduced in the future. And moving on to the next one, which is the when we speak about the United States. So always we tell that United States is very far away, far ahead from the rest of the globe. They have many openings for the AI and the ML experts, even in the entry level as well as in the senior level. So normally the Apple company has started to recruit the AI specialists starting from 2014, and they are just recruiting the AI people who are not AI people, the people who is having the AI skills, experts that required skill sets. So these are the companies which are having the open roles with the net salaries. So you can just see a look of that. So Amazon is offering this much of net salary for the AI and the ML experts. Google, Microsoft, Facebook, and Nvidia. So you can see all these companies are the giant companies who is giving the open roles to the top to the people who are having the skill sets in the AI and machine learning field. And coming to the Europe, so normally in Europe, we will be seeing the shortage of digital skills that also in especially in the AI and the machine learning. But here, uh, in Europe, what happens is there is a rule that they have to recruit the people outside of the European countries. So European Union is one of the thing in which many countries are involved, like Berlin, London, Paris, Amsterdam, and Stockholm. So they are begging for the people who is having the AI skills. So they are recruiting the people outside of the European countries with the help of European blue cards also. So when they offer the blue cards to the people, they are attracting the professionals towards the Europe countries. So Germany, so you can also see that by 2030, the Germany will also face a shortage of 3 million skilled workers. So this was the survey that was conducted by Prognos AG. So 4 out of the 5 companies are feeling difficult to find the skilled workers, and they are unable to invest in the innovation. So in 2012, the Germany has attracted 60,000 highly skilled workers under the blue card program. So whatever that I have told you now. And coming to the UK, so the UK is also having a gap in recruiting the people with the AI skills. So it is almost tripled over the last 3 years. So we can also see that the demand for the AI skills is growing very fast, more than in US, Canada, and Australia. The demand is more in UK, and it is offering a very good salary. The UK is offering very good salary, a very good package for the people. So you can just see that it is an average of 60,000 euros per year. And in Canada, globally, they are looking for the AI experts to have a leading position. So the machine learning engineer, full stack developer, and DevOps engineer. So these 3 most demanded positions are recruited by the Canada. So coming to the terms of pay, here you can see when a person is having a little bit of experience, then he can expect $70,000 to $90,000 a year. And whenever they have some experience of 5 or more, then their salary may raise up to $130,000. And the average salary of for an artificial intelligence expert is $85,978 per year. And if we take it on an hour basis, per hour they are charging $44. So we can see that the median average of wage of the country. So whatever the amount that they pay for the artificial intelligence expert is 2.6 times more than the median wage of the country that is paying for the other job roles. And you can also see that the entry level position start at $60,000, and when the years of experience raises, it can also just go to $130,000 per annum. And coming to the India, so as all of us witness that we are moving towards digital India, there is a 50% of the workforce is equipped with digital skills. And according to the Kelly Outsourcing and Consulting Group of India, so that analysts were taken, and it has been approved, it has been proved that there will be a 60% rise in the demand of AI and ML professionals in India. So the average salary of the AI professional rises when the experience also increases. So when a person is going to have 2 to 4 years of experience, then he will be getting 15 to 20 lakhs per annum. And when the experience moves on to 4 to 8 years, then he might get 20 to 50 lakhs per annum. And it is 18 to 15 years, then he will be getting 50 lakhs to 1 crore per annum. So you can just see how much AI and ML fields are becoming more prominent in the all over the world, and what are the range of salary that a person can get whenever he becomes the expertise in the artificial intelligence field. So most of the artificial intelligence and the machine learning development is spread across these 5 cities: Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Mumbai and Pune belts, and Delhi NCR region. And mainly the industries that are hiring the AI experts are from the IT field, e-commerce, and banking, financial sector, and insurance sector, and healthcare, retail, and manufacturing. And as of now, that we have seen that what are the different job roles in artificial intelligence, and we have also seen how the how much of abroad opportunities are available for the AI and the ML experts. So we have to plan accordingly that how we have to become expertise on the particular field to grab all these opportunities. And now let's move on to the robotics industry. So this is just a statistics of giving you some insights regarding the robotics industry. And we can also just feel that automation is all over the world. We can see the automation around us, and we can also just see in which fields the robotics industry are playing a very important role. So by the end of 2021, there will be a 12 million robotic units on the planet. And in 2025, the global budget for the military robots will be $16.5 billion. So coming to the military, we have one sort of robots which is called as the collaborative robots. So they will be working in with the human beings in the militaries. So we call them as a collaborative robots. So by 2025, we can also see that there is an account of 34% of robot sales in the collaborative robots. And we can just see that from 2020 to 2022, 12% rise is there in the robot experts worldwide. So we can just imagine how the robotic industry is becoming more familiar and more stronger. So we know that why this robotic industry is becoming more familiar and more stronger in the worldwide, because we know that everything is automated, and in many sectors we require the robots to work, like a self-driving automobile, self-cooking, and then security, surveillance. So wherever we see, everything is automated. So when everything is automated, then we can just witness how the robotic industry is coming into the existence of our day-to-day life. So there are some repetitive activities that has to be performed, so which can be done more effectively by the robots more than the human being. So now there are robots which are able to think, learn, and they can also take some accurate decisions without the human intervention. So when, if, for example, if you take the automobile industry, we know about the Tesla company, in which is a very famous for the automotive industry. So we can just see that the car that was a self-driving car was introduced by the Tesla company, which is very familiar nowadays, which is a self-driving car, which is able to predict the pedestrians, and it is able to detect the objects, and based on that, it is able to take the decisions without the help of the human intervention. So because of this automation, there is an increase of robots sales around the world. And we also know that in 2020 we are in the place where we are affected by the pandemic that is caused all over the world. So the life science and the pharmaceutical industry they had a revolutionary during this pandemic situation, because they have to uh, they have to perform their operations even there is a social distancing or in a lockdown time. So the infections are spreading very fast, and they have to give the test results in a very quick manner. And there is a need for them to develop the personal protective equipments and the medical devices which are used in the sanitizing stations and thermometers and the oximeters and everything. So the health sector has shown an increase of 70% year on year, and the food and consumer goods have shown 56%. The plastic and rubber has shown the increase in 51%, and automotive industry has shown in 39%. So all these sectors are, even many sectors are affected in the pandemic situation, but all these sectors have shown some increase in their productivity, only because of the robotics that has been included in this industry. So this much of increase, the productivity is increased, then automatically it is not only possible by the human beings. In the pandemic we are not even allowed to come out, but the robotic, with the help of the robots, they are able to perform all this productivity in a very efficient manner. So this is according to the robotic industry statistics. So normally in 2018, it was only the robotic industry, the productivity was only 5%, but in 2028, 15% was will grow. So now you can just imagine that how much of there is an increase from 2018 to 2028. And there is also the economy will also be more from the robotics industry. So around $20 billion income we will be getting from the robotics sector. So when we speak about the robots, how they are helpful in the health care, so there are some robots which will be in a beer shaped. They are using in the hospitals. So these robots will be acting as the interactive body assistant tool, which will be helping the patients in moving them out and inside of the bed, and they are able to perform it 40 times per day. And there is another one robot which is called as the V-bot robot. It is capable of drawing the blood. For example, it's not for an example. So that V-bot robot is having the accuracy of 83% more than the humans. They will be finding out the particular vein from which the blood can be drawn. The Xenex robot's purpose is they will be causing some cellular damage. When we have some infection, then that infected area, so they have to they have to remove that cellular. So in order to make that or microorganisms to die, they will be passing some ultraviolet rays. So by passing the ultraviolet rays, the microorganisms will be dead. And why passing the ultraviolet rays? So as we know that ultraviolet rays are not good for the human being, it will be passed only onto the infected area, so that it will not cause damage to the other cells of our body. And moving on to the robotics in agriculture. So we know that in agriculture we have a lot of repetitive process like fertilizing, weed control. We have to perform the spraying, we have to perform the seed sorting and everything. So all these repetitive process can be performed with the help of the robots without the help of the human assistance. And also there are drone robots and UAVs, so unmanned aerial vehicles. So with the help of these things, we can just carry out the field analysis for livestock farms. And in the worldwide, this drone robots are having the uh, significant market shares in the agricultural robotics industry. And this is about the today's session. So we have seen about the different job roles in the AI and the ML domain. And then we have seen about some of the abroad opportunities and the pay of scale that they will be getting when they are going to have some required skills, and which countries are having a lot of openings for the AI experts. And then we had a touch on the robotic industry, like we had seen some statistics and what would be the increase of the productivity. And also we have seen some of the things like how these robots are really helpful for healthcare, and also I told about the military. So the collaborative robots are working with humans, and even though in the pandemic situation, uh, the productivity was decreased, but in the robotic industry the productivity was high only because of this robots. So this is the end of the session. So if you have any queries, you can please just ask me. You can also just post your queries in the chat box. Any queries? Hope you have enjoyed the session.
Guys, if you have any queries about the session, please ask ma'am. Ma'am is waiting for us.
Yes, that's good to hear. So hope so you people have enjoyed the session, and you came to know regarding what are the different job roles that we have. And I wish all the best to all of you to have a very good career in your future endeavors. And if you select the artificial intelligence and machine learning as your domain, definitely you people will rock. Thank you so much for your patient listening. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for enriching our young learners with mindful of opportunities. Now, moving forward, since we got to know yesterday that most of you guys are fans of sci-fi movies, isn't it? So here is a fun question for you guys. You must have heard of the AI program Jarvis. So can anyone of you tell us what is the full form of Jarvis? You can unmute yourself and answer. It would be great. Or else you can drop your answers in the chat box. I repeat, what is the full form of Jarvis?
Guys, do you know the full form of Jarvis? We are waiting for your answers.
Okay, so we have one response till now. Any other guys? Please show your enthusiasm. You can also unmute yourself and speak.
That answer was very close. You were just missing a word in that.
Okay, so Ashik has replied, just a rather very intelligent system. Well done. I
Yeah,
think that was
now
a
you
pretty
were right.
cool and easy one. Thank you, Ashik, for your response. Thank you, Anjana.
Now, you guys are very much fond of Marvel movies, right? I think you have seen all of the Marvel movies till now. So, can anyone tell me how many AI characters have we seen in the Marvel Cinematic Universe till now? Guys, you can always unmute yourself or write the answer in the chat box if you are comfortable with that. Yes, Akshay, the answer is very close, but you are missing a character. Think about it, and can you name all that characters? Think hard, guys, think hard. Can you name all that characters? So, guys, do you come up with the names? I have seen Sakalya have answered. Yes, Sakalya, you are very close, but you are missing a few. Anyone else? Okay, so till now we have seen seven characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. First one is Arnim Zola, which we have seen in the Hydra program in Captain America: First Avenger. Then Garriott, which is from Wakanda. Shuri uses it. Karen from Spider-Man: Homecoming. Edith from Spider-Man: Far From Home. Friday from Age of Ultron, and obviously Ultron. We have seen that. And Jarvis, we all know, our favorite. And then we have seen Supreme Intelligence in the movie Captain Marvel, which is from the Kree planet. So moving on, Nishi.
Yeah. So thank you so much, guys, for the responses. It was amazing. Now, moving forward, to get more insights into practical applications of artificial intelligence, we will have the project demonstration session. It will be taken by the VIT Bhopal University student, Mr. Zaid.
And I'm sure you guys are really excited about the demonstration of the project. Even we both are, to see what's waiting for us next. So let's not wait further and get on this pumped up session. Over to you two guys.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, we are audible.
Yeah,
Yes,
good
we are.
morning, everyone. I'm Zaid. Now, let us begin the session by first discussing what AI means in the name AI for you and how does AI affect you. AI stands for artificial intelligence. As soon as someone hears this term, artificial intelligence, a picture is painted in their minds, whether it be of an evil humanoid robot uprising like Ultrons or as an assistive system like Jarvis or Edith. However, artificial intelligence is not only limited to such tasks. AI is being used in an ever increasing number of fields as various new applications keep on emerging. It is used in search engines like Google, autonomous self driving cars like Tesla, recommendation systems like the ones used by Netflix, understanding human speech like Siri, and an infinity more of constantly emerging applications. AI has now become an integral part of human society without most of us becoming ever so aware of even its very own existence. Artificial intelligence is a vast interdisciplinary domain that aims to solve problems that would normally require human intelligence by using computer systems. Now, let us go through one of the applications of AI, which is the drowsiness detection system, which will provide us with a deeper look at how AI works. Before starting this, let us discuss what is drowsiness and why did the need for drowsiness detection systems arise. Drowsiness is the state of feeling tired or sleepy. We all can be a victim of drowsiness while driving. Simply after a too short night's sleep, tired physical condition, or during a long journey. Drowsiness detection is required as it helps prevent accidents that are caused by drivers who fell asleep while driving. Our system uses an algorithm to locate, track, and analyze both the driver's face and eyes. Our developed system consists of three modules, which are the camera, Raspberry Pi, and an alarm system. The camera is required to analyze the driver's physiological conditions by tracking his eyelids, his pupil, his retina, while the Raspberry Pi works as a mini processor to process all the gathered information. And then we have an alarm. Our alarm will wake up the driver whenever it is detected that the driver is drowsy. Our drowsiness detection techniques consist of first by analyzing the condition of the driver based on two parameters. First, the physiological signal, and second, the image based. Third, we will check whether the performance of the driver is consistent, and then we will combine both of these parameters to finally check whether he is actually drowsy or he is only showing some symptoms of drowsiness. Now, let us go into the technical details of this drowsiness detection system, how this drowsiness detection system actually works. First, the initialization phase includes video acquisition of both its face and eyes. Second, we use facial detection to extract both face and eye regions and take them as frames to track them in real time. Third, we in the third part, the drowsiness detection system actually works. It determines whether tracking is good or bad, or if the driver is drowsy or not, based on different parameters like the ones we discussed earlier and eye aspect ratio. And then, if it is detected that the driver is drowsy, the alarm sends a signal, and the alarm buzzes and alerts the driver that he is sleepy and he must take a break. Fifth, if the eye aspect ratio is normal, then we return to the initialization step and continue to take the next frames from the video, and this cycle just keeps on continuing. Now, what actually is the eye aspect ratio that we have taken earlier? The eye aspect ratio, which is often used to calculate the temporal consistency and speed of the left and right eye blinks. Temporal consistency basically means that how fast or how rapidly our eye just blinks. Okay, so the eye aspect ratio formula is used to detect the eye blink using the scalar value. If the ratio of ear, that is eye aspect ratio, is high, the driver is in the state of drowsiness. Each eye is represented by 6 xy coordinates starting at the left corner of the eye, as if you're looking at the person, and then working clockwise around the remainder of the region. We basically make squarish boxes around the eye to detect that. Okay, so now what would be the algorithm for the actual detection? The eye aspect ratio algorithm would be something like this. The eye aspect ratio is an estimate of the eye opening state. A program can determine if the person's eyes are closed or if the eye aspect ratio falls below a certain threshold, which will determine whether his eye is closing or not. Okay, so this is an important facial landmark plotter, the eye aspect ratio. Now we will look at the second algorithm, which is called the HAAR cascade algorithm. This algorithm is a machine learning based approach where a lot of positive and negative images are used to train the classifier. Here, the positive image, there are two parts, the positive images and negative images. The positive images, these images contain the images which we want for our classifier to identify. And the negative images are the images of everything else, which do not contain the object that we want to detect. So the positive image here will be the eye and something like that. And the negative image will be the rest of the face. So the hair cascade algorithm works like this. First, we load the required XML classifiers. Then we load our input video in grayscale because colored is heavier. So we generally use grayscale. And now we find the faces in the images. If faces are found, it returns the positions of detected faces as rectangular coordinates, x, y, w, h, etc. You can take any variables. And now we get the location and create a region of interest, or we basically call it ROI of the face, and apply the detection on this ROI. So that's how this algorithm goes. Now let's look at the eye aspect ratio algorithm.
Excuse me, Bhaiya. Sorry to interrupt. Is the screen shared?
No.
Okay, okay. Okay.
If you want the presentation, I can provide you later.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
So now let's look at the eye aspect ratio algorithm, or basically we can call it the ear algorithm. So in this algorithm, we use the detected eye region from the earlier algorithm, from the Haar cascade algorithm, to compute the eye aspect ratio and determine if the eyes are closed. If the ear satisfied the drowsy condition, then we move to the step 5, in which the alarm is sounded. If the ear is normal, then we go back to the step 1, and then this process just keeps on repeating endlessly until the condition is finally satisfied. Okay, and that's how this algorithm goes.
Bhaiya, can you just share the screen because it's like just the audio, so if the audience can see the screen.
Okay, just let me do that first.
Yeah, thanks.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is.
So So we have basically, should I start from the beginning again, or because if you didn't understand, I can just explain again. There's no problem.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure, you can.
Okay. So the method, our methodology would be like, our system uses an algorithm to locate, track, and analyzes both the driver's faces and eyes. Okay, our developed system consists of three modules, which are camera, Raspberry Pi, and an alarm. The camera is for using computer vision to analyze our face, for example, the eyes, etc., to detect for drowsiness. The Raspberry Pi is for processing, and the alarm is for informing us that we are actually drowsy and that we need to stop for a break. Okay, so the symptoms of drowsiness are that it impairs coordination, it causes longer reaction times, and it impairs judgment. The system has the capacity to choose whether the driver's eyes are opened or closed. At the point when the eyes are closed for a really long time, a warning signal is issued to the driver. Intrusive approach has high accuracy, which is proportional to driver's discomfort. So now our proposed system, which we already discussed earlier. So we have a flowchart here, the system architecture. Okay, so the camera provides us the input of what the current condition is in real time. Okay, so the image is sent from the camera to the Raspberry Pi module, and the Raspberry Pi module processes that image and checks whether currently the person is drowsy or not. Okay, and then there's a power supply for Raspberry Pi because we obviously need power. Okay, and if the Raspberry Pi determines that we are drowsy, if the processor determines that we are drowsy, then the buzzer is alerted and we are alerted. Okay, so the ear aspect ratio. The ear aspect ratio checks for temporal consistency of our blinks, how rapidly our eyes blinking or not. In this, we take the ratio of ear, which is the eye aspect ratio formula we have already derived earlier. Okay, so we check whether the final answer we have gotten from the formula is above the threshold or not. So this is the formula which is actually used, but we can always research the formula later. The formula is of no importance basically. It's different for different types of things and etc. So the algorithm for detection are basically two: the eye aspect ratio algorithm and the HAAR cascade algorithm. The eye aspect ratio algorithm detects and analyzes eye, how fast it is blinking or not, while the Haar cascade algorithm applies machine learning approaches where it divides the input images into two categories, whether it is positive or not or negative. The positive category denotes whether it contains the object that we are looking for, in this case, which is the eye, and the negative images would be everything else, like nose, ears, etc., because it is of no consequence to us. Now, the Haar cascade algorithm, this is the actual basic algorithm that we are going to use. We just need to transform it into any coding languages that we want later. Okay, like basically mostly use Python. So we can turn this into Python by loading the required XML classifiers, which would be the libraries of XML. Okay. So first we load the XML classifiers, then we load our input video in grayscale mode, because obviously colored are more heavy, and why should we take colored when we can obviously take it in grayscale, which would be much lighter and easier to process. Third, we find the faces in the images. If the faces are found, it returns the positions of the detected faces as a rectangular X, Y, W, H. So this basically means the coordinates of the eyes. Okay. So, and the fourth point means get the location and create a region of interest of the face and apply eye detection in this ROI. So by detecting the region of interest, we also detect whether the image is positive or negative, whether it contains the region of interest or not. Okay. And then we have the eye aspect ratio algorithm, in which we use the detected eye region from the Haar cascade algorithm, compute the eye aspect ratio to determine whether our eyes are closed or not, or if the ear satisfies the drowsy condition. If the eye aspect ratio actually satisfies our condition and we are actually drowsy, then it basically sounds the alarm. Otherwise, it just repeats the whole cycle again. So it is basically a recursive algorithm, and this is some of the basic coding of what it is. So this is in basically in Python, but we shouldn't really go language specific. We can obviously do it in other languages as well, like R, etc. So that is it. Is there any questions? Are there any questions? Hello.
Guys, if you have any questions, you can ask in the chat box or you can directly unmute.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Adarsh.
Hello. Yes, sir, this is Adarsh Pandey from Ranchi.
Hello, others.
Yes, I have the question that how it is useful for us, for we the students, how it is useful.
What, the drowsiness detection system or AI?
This AI.
Okay, so do you use Google?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I use Google.
So Google is AI, because whenever you search for something, the artificial intelligence system that Google has created actually has certain parameters. It takes into a geographical location, your background search history, whatever sites you have visited recently, etc. It tracks everything down, creates a graph, and then basically gives you the search result, so that the search result can be ideal and customized just for you. So if different people search things, they will get different options and they will also get different ads. Okay, so your search is customized for you basically.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot.
Anyone else? Any questions?
Guys, if you have any questions, just ask. So I think there are no questions. Thank you so much, Mr. Zed, for such a wonderful project demonstration. I bet this project demonstration boosted my eagerness to study more about artificial intelligence and in every student present here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, we'll be having our third and final quiz session. Let's see what you have learned so far. The link for the quiz will be posted in the chat box. Attempt the quiz sincerely and get yourself a spot on the leaderboard.
The format of the quiz will be the same as yesterday. I hope you guys enjoy the quiz. All the best, guys. Guys, the link for the quiz is in the chat box. Kindly see it once, and if you have not registered, just take the part in the quiz.
So, whoa, that was a pretty intense quiz round, I guess, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. And as we can see, Adarsh, thank you for your compliments for our team. I hope you will learn something from this event for your future.
Yeah, sir. Thank you. Thank you, lots.
Thank you, Adish. So I hope this event helped you gain in-depth detail on artificial intelligence and its applications. The knowledge you gain here won't only help you to choose a career that suits your skills, but also allows you to explore new domains along with interconnections of multiple domains, which will prove to be essential in your future. On a concluding note, I'd like to share the links to the website of VIT Bhopal University as well as the link to our Discord server. Do check them out as we'll be notifying you there for all the future events.
With this, we have come to an end of sessions for the day 2 of AI4u event. But it's not the end yet. We will be having our validatory function where we will be knowing who are the quiz winners and who have grabbed the top spots. So stay tuned for the validatory functions.
I'd like to hand over the platform to Arina and Sakalya for the valedictory function. This is Nishi along with Priyanshu signing off. Thank you very much, guys, for your participation.
Thank you, Nishi and Priyanshu. Guys, we will be just starting shortly as soon as we have the names for the quiz winners, and we will be announcing them in the validatory functions. So stay with us. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. We would like to take this opportunity to welcome each one of you to the valedictory function of the AI4u event, a nationwide workshop organized by VIT Bhopal under the Skill Up initiative to guide young minds to ride along with the technology of the future world.
In this skill development initiative by the AI division of VIT Bhopal under the Skill Up initiative, students were given insights and introduced to limitless future possibilities of AI, along with engaging them in first-hand experience of building real-time AI applications under the guidance of AI specialized faculties and students.
The actively growing participation of students from different schools every year affirms the relevance and meaningfulness of this initiative. The workshop was a synergy of the youth creativity and talent quotient. All in all, it was a fun-filled event gelled with cerebral grilling and a creative palette. We hope you enjoyed your 2 days dedicating to learning about this booming technology.
I would now like to acknowledge the support of our Dean SCSE, Sir, Dr. S. Poonkuntran, Sir, AI Division Head, Dr. Soundarajan, Sir, all our faculty coordinators of the Department of Computing Science and Engineering, Dr. Mayuri AVR Ma'am, Senior Assistant Professor, Dr. Komarasamy G, Sir, Associate Professor, Dr. Suthir S, Sir, Senior Assistant Professor, Dr. Manikandan J, Sir, Assistant Professor, Dr. Saravanan S, Sir, Senior Assistant Professor, Dr. Manikandan M, Sir, Assistant Professor, and Dr. Pazani Raja, Sir, Teaching Fellow, who were present throughout the 2-day event to grace our event. I would also like to thank our audience who were present and joined the event on both the days to grace our occasion and make this event a grand success. A warm welcome is always the first sign of hospitality. Words of welcome fill an occasion with warmth and make one feel that he is meant to be there. We would like to compliment the organizers of the AI4u event for the efforts that they have put in to make this kind of event a success and for the participants that they have drawn. With such wonderful participation, awaiting the results of the performance in various events, the time is apt to redeem them from their curiosity. So without further ado, we will be moving in the announcement of the winners of the 3 quizzes held throughout the 2-day event.
We have our top 3 winners who performed really well across all the quizzes and clinched the top spots. We will be starting with the third prize. So the third prize goes to Akshi Saha. Congratulations to you, Akshi, for your splendid performance throughout.
Now moving to the second spot, we have Krishna Agarwal who have clinched the second spot. Congratulations, Krishna, to your effortless performance for achieving this feat.
Now we are left with the top spot, and I can feel the excitement among the audience as well.
Exactly. This is really interesting. And it was really a close fight for the top spot. But there is one who have clinched the top spot.
And the first prize goes to Ashik VK.
A huge congratulations to Ashik for your brilliant performance and hard work to achieve this wonderful feat.
Also, a huge congratulations to all our attendees. Worry not if you didn't end up on the leaderboard. You all are winners as you have all gained the much needed knowledge about artificial intelligence.
Ralph Emerson believed that the reward of a thing well done is having done it. We have now reached the end of the valedictory function. There is an end to everything, but we believe there is never an end, but always an beginning. I would now like to invite Dr. Mayuri AVR Ma'am, Senior Assistant Professor, Department of Computing Science and Engineering, to share a few words about the event.
Yes, good morning to all. I'm happy to see you all who have shown interest in the involvement and attending the workshop. Hope everyone has acquired the basic knowledge in artificial intelligence and machine learning regarding the abroad and career opportunities, various project ideas, and many insights from the workshop. As a student, the most important thing to remember is that laziness is the worst enemy and the hard work is your best friend. So try to learn from every little thing, and no one would be wiser than you. So life is all about the new opportunities and the chances it has to offer. So never let the opportunities to go off, and no, don't be afraid of taking the new chances. So I wish you all to have the bright, prosperous future, and I wish all the participants and the quiz winners all the best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your kind words. I would now like to hand over to Arina for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Sakalya. To begin with, I would like to thank the VIT management for organizing this wonderful workshop for our students. I would like to thank our Dean Sir, Dr. Ponkuntran Sir, and AI Division Head, Dr. S. Sauntarajan Sir, for their constant support in organizing this webinar and making this a huge success. I would also like to thank all our faculty coordinators, Dr. Mayuri AVR Ma'am, Senior Assistant Professor of Computing Science and Engineering, Dr. Kumaraswamy Ji Sir, Associate Professor, Department of Computing Science and Engineering, Dr. Suthir S. Sir, Senior Assistant Professor, Department of Computing Science and Engineering, Dr. Manikandan J. Sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Computing Science and Engineering, Dr. Saravanan S. Sir, Senior Assistant Professor, Department of Computing Science and Engineering, Dr. Manikandan M. Sir, Assistant Professor, and Dr. Pazhaniraja Sir, our Teaching Fellow. I would also like to mention there are student volunteers, Mr. Om Krishna Yadav, Mr. Tanishq Jaiswal, Mr. Zaid, Sakalya Mitra, Arina Khan, Argish, Srijan Sahu, Yamuna Chaluri, Riya Diohare, Rohan Vinay Chaudhary, Priyanshu Sharma, Nishi Jain, Sneha Tiwari, and Mahika Agrawal have given unparalleled efforts into making this event a huge success. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all our student participants who have shown keen interest and have registered for this 2-day Artificial Intelligence for You event. Everyone has talent, but what's rare is the courage to follow it. If you're not prepared to be wrong, you'll never come up with anything original. With this quote in our heart and in our mind, we are signing off. Until we meet again, take care everyone and have a wonderful year ahead. Thank you so much for joining with us.
Thank you, everyone.